Hi everyone. In today's project, we are going to learn about the dinosaur dance. So today we are going to learn the new thing is how to add the color effects. Okay. And the second and the third one, which is to change the costumes and how to add the sound effects, I have also explained in the previous project for dancing ballerina. So mainly 2 and 3 will be a revision for today's class, and the first point for changing the color effect is something new we are going to learn today. So right now I am in my account. I have logged into Scratch using my username and password, and I have logged into my stuff portion. So if I want to create a new project, just click over here to create a new project. In the first part of the code, we are going to learn how to make the dinosaur to dance. For that, first I'm going to select the dinosaur as a sprite character. So go here to choose the sprite, search for dinosaur, and you have this many options for the dinosaur. Okay, so I have selected the dinosaur 5. So just click it here. Now you can see the dinosaur in your screen. Okay, and also I'm going to select the background. So in order to select the background, go on the right hand side bottom and choose the backdrop. So I'm going to select the backdrop as school. You can select any backdrop you want. Okay, so let me just drag the dinosaur to a position. Okay, so next I'm going to show you how to make the dinosaur to dance. Before that, if I go to the costumes, you can see there are different costumes for the dinosaur, which means the dinosaur is having different poses. Okay, and in order to make the dinosaur to dance, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to change the costumes. Okay, so my first part of the project will be to make the dinosaur to change the costume. Okay, so first go to the looks option, and here you have the next costume. Okay, so I'm going to select the next costume. You do also have the option of the switch costume. Now if you want to switch costume in between of any specific costume, you can specify using the switch costume. Since I'm going to use all the costumes, I can just start with this costume and I can switch one by one. So first I want to specify the initial costume should be the costume A. Okay, so here if I go switch costume to costume A. So this should be the initial costume of the dinosaur, and every time it should be changing the costume. Since I want it to change the costume every time, so which means I have to use a loop. Okay, so you can use either of the loop, repeat or forever. So I'm just going to use the forever block since I want it to be continuous until I click the red button. Okay, so for that reason I'm just going to use the forever block. If you want, you can also use the repeat block and you can specify how many times you want the dinosaur to dance. Okay, now if I just put all this together and click, you can see that the dinosaur is changing the costumes or the poses very frequently. So I want a proper rhythm for that. So just stop it here and I'm going to add a delay. Okay, so I'm going to add a delay for zero point 0.2 seconds between changing the costume every time. Okay, so if I click here and let's try again, so you can see that now it is changing the costume with the proper delay, and now I am very much satisfied with this code. Okay, I also want to show you that if I want to use a repeat block, okay, say I want to get the dance to be repeated for 5 times, so I can also drag this code here and I can click that. You can see that the dinosaur changed the costume exactly 5 times and it got stopped. Okay, so you can use either repeat or forever in order to continue, but in repeat you have to specify how many times you want to repeat. Since I want to repeat for a continuous time until I click the red button, so I'm going to use the forever block. Okay, so let me just go and delete the repeat block. Okay, and I also want to tell you how to create a separate event. Okay, now we will also discuss the concept of event. Okay, in the left hand side we have a event block here. Okay, so if you go here you can see that the event block, and if I click to event we are having multiple events. So what is the use of event block? So the concept is, when we have multiple functions to do in the same project, say for example I have created one block just for changing the costume. Okay, I'm going to create one separate block just to just to play the song, and maybe another block in order to change the color effect. So I will be having total 3 different blocks, and if I want to synchronize the 3 block together, I'm going to use the event block in order to synchronize 3 different function in my code. Okay, so next to the changing costume, I'm going to introduce the color effect. So go to looks option, and if you go down you can see that the option called change color effects. Okay, so you can select change color effects from here, and now if I just show you how does it work, so just see, if I click this you can see that the dinosaur color is getting changed in the screen. So this will be using for changing the color effects. Okay, so I'm going to create a separate block just to change the color effects of the dinosaur. Okay, I want to change the color effects using a loop so that the color effect will be changing in a repetitive time. So just go to the control and get the forever or repeat block, and also you can change the color effects with any number. Okay, this number you can change to 10, you can also change to 15 and so on. Okay, so here I'm just going to write to change the color effects maybe by 15. Okay, so I'm just going to drag it in order to automate the color effects. Okay, so now if I click that you can see that the color effects is getting changed. If you want to reduce the frequency you can just change the value or reduce the value. Okay, so I'm done with 2 parts of my project. One is to changing the costume and the second is to changing the color effect. The third part what I want is to add the sound. Now if you want to add the sound you have to go to the sound block here and click on the sound, and for adding a new sound you can go here, and I'm just going to add a sound in the loops. So you can select any sound option, it's completely up to you. I'm just going to select the dance funky. Okay, so I have selected the sound. Let's go back to the code over here. Okay, and now if I have to play the sound, so I'm first going to select the sound from the sound option, and let's go to the first block which is the play sound dance funky until done. Okay, so now understand the project. Okay, I want the dinosaur to dance until I want it to stop. Okay, so since I have used a forever block here, at the same time I want the music also to play continuously until or unless I want to stop. Okay, so for that reason I have to use a loop. Okay, so I'm going to use the forever loop here, and inside forever I'm just going to play the sound. And also remember, whenever you want to add a sound effect in any Scratch project, always create a separate block for the sound to play. Okay, so now you can see that I have total 3 different blocks created, and I want these 3 blocks to get executed parallelly, which means when the dinosaur is dancing, at the same time the music should also be playing, and also the dinosaur should be changing the color effects. So these 3 blocks should get executed parallelly. Now how can I control that? Okay, so what can I do? In order to synchronize the execution of these 3 blocks in a parallel manner, I can create one event. Okay, so go to the event block here on the left hand side, and you are having multiple events over there. So for today's project, I am going to show you using the event called green flag. So just add the green flag on the top of all 3 blocks. Okay, so what does it do? So it tells you whenever I click the green flag, it is going to execute all 3 blocks parallelly. Okay, once I click the green flag, it will play the music, it will also change the costume, and also it is going to change the color effect. So let's see for the trial for the project. So I'm just going to reduce the volume little bit, and let's try here. Okay, so that was the project, and if you want to change the color effects, maybe less or more, you can change the value. If you want maybe 3 or something, so you can change it, and you can so you can see that the color effects got reduced, and every time it is changing only by 3 colors and all. Okay, so now I'm going to just create a title for the project. I'm just going to write it as Dinosaur Dance, and also make sure to save the project here. And if you want to go to the project page, just go to the project page, and here you can give the instruction as click the green flag to start, and then you are done. Okay, so that was all about today's project. See you in the next project with a different Scratch character. So keep watching and please subscribe to our channel. Thank you.